few moments to enable everyone to join.
Okay, so we will start in another 2 minutes. Let's more attendees to join. Okay.
Video on कर दो जरा.
Let's start.
इनका video on करो. कहाँ दिया? Sir, forward.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's launch event of Digital Library on Green Mobility. I am Rita Sharma, Associate Fellow TERI and one of the team member of this project. The Digital Library on Green Mobility Initiative is a part of the Nationally Determined Contributions Transport Initiative for Asia, which is a regional initiative funded by International Climate Initiative IKI of the Federal Ministry for the Environment, Nature, Conservation and Nuclear Safety (PMU). So without much ado, I would like to invite Mr. Amit Kumar, Senior Director TERI, sir, to please deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Rita. Mr. Vijay Kumar, Dr. Dam, Dr. Mathur, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar to launch Digital Library on Green Mobility, which has been developed collaboratively by TERI and GIZ. The main force behind this in TERI is actually TERI's Knowledge Resource Center, which not only supports activities on energy, environment, and sustainable development related research in TERI, but as such, whosoever is involved in anything to do with this kind of work and the researchers anywhere in the world actually depend on TERI's Knowledge Resource Center. Indeed, genesis of TERI's KRC actually lies with its knowledge dissemination and assimilation work, and which was established 46 years ago. As Rita said, Digital Library on Green Mobility portal for low carbon transport in India aims to provide a platform for accessing knowledge, sharing ideas and documents among different stakeholders. And it's a part of a larger program which is titled as Nationally Determined Contribution Transport Initiative for Asia, NDC-TIA, and which is supported by Federal Ministry for Environment, Nature, Conservation and Nuclear Safety of Germany under its International Climate Initiative. Its India's component is being implemented by implementation partner NITI Aayog. As far as goal of this umbrella project is concerned, it's, and I am quoting, countries in Asia work on long-term multi-stakeholder integrated strategies to decarbonize transport. And towards that, a stakeholder platform to support national multi-stakeholder dialogue is one of the key outcomes of this program. And as I said, the content for this particular portal, that is Library on Green Mobility, is developed collaboratively by GIZ and TERI. As far as TERI and sustainable transportation is concerned, it goes back for quite some time, where we have been working in transport sector, aiming at low carbon modes of transport that are sustainable and, more importantly, inclusive in nature. TERI has been a pioneer as far as policy research in this particular sector is concerned, with expertise in issues related to energy efficiency in the sector and emission modeling. The focus areas, among others, include electric vehicles, railways, and urban transport. So once again, I welcome you all with the hope that we would be able to take this portal forward with contribution of all of you in terms of not only use of this portal, but more importantly, in terms of contributing to the content development of this portal. Because until unless we all put together, I strive to give content for this. This is not something which will fulfill the kind of goals that the program has. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amit sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Ajay Mathur sir, Director General TERI, to please deliver the special address.
Thank you very much, Rita. It's a great pleasure to welcome all of you, Dr. Vijay Kumar, Dr. Dam, my colleague Amit, and the many people who are gathered here from around the world at this launch of the digital library on green mobility. For us, the digital library is a very important and timely intervention. And I'd like to spend a few minutes explaining why it is important to us. It is very clear to us that we are undergoing a transition as far as the mobility sector is concerned. And this transition is because of many reasons, but at the heart of it is the fact that both fossil fuel availability and therefore carbon dioxide emissions on the one side, and the air quality implications on the other side play havoc as far as the national economy is concerned or as far as urban citizens are concerned, the health of the urban citizens is concerned. On both of these areas, the existing technologies which are fossil fuel based do not meet the kind of either energy security comforts, we have to pay a lot for imports, or in terms of the health of the citizens. Now, as we move ahead, green mobility is clearly the answer. It is the answer for these issues as well as for other issues which range all the way from how do we set up our infrastructure, what is the kind of background that people have, what is the kind of mobility services that meets the needs of each person. What we are seeing is that globally there is a very sharp move as far as the economics and the performance is concerned. Whether we look at the NDCs that have been submitted by countries, a very large number of countries have focused on green transport as the focus of their activities, or at least one of the focus of their activities, or whether it is because of the economics of moving or because of it is the local driver of air pollution. What we are seeing is a complete change in both the technology and the economics of moving towards green mobility. If you looked at the procurements, the tenders that were put out for electric buses, we found that on a LCOE basis, for those cities which preferred to get the services rather than buy the bus, the payment that was asked for on a per kilometer basis was less than the payment that we make for CNG buses in TERI, 60 rupees a kilometer. What this tells us is that the technology is ready. The challenge is how do we enhance its use? And to me, the fact remains that we have not been able to capture the kinds of learnings that we have as far as the technology and performance of the new technologies, the new green mobility technologies are concerned into the process of planning and into the process of procurement. What has happened now is that the time that it takes for efficiencies to improve, for costs to fall, that time is the same time, like a few years, as it takes for a procurement to occur. They are occurring at the same rate. Typically, costs of technologies fall, efficiencies improve on a very different time scale. They occur over tens of years, and procurement occurs over a matter of a year or 2 years. This has made it very important that we capture the kinds of learnings that are happening in order to feed into the design of the mobility systems, particularly of our cities, but actually mobility systems across what the uses of all the users. As we look ahead, we are therefore hoping that the kinds of learnings that we have, whether it is through the procurement that I spoke about, or whether it is through the kinds of experiences that we have had in many cities, for example, the Calcutta example, we need to ensure that these the techno-economic factors that emerge from these pilots are fed into the decision making that occurs for tomorrow and the day after, and feeds into changes in the state and national policies and into the decision making of each one of us as we go ahead. I again thank everybody for coming together for this, and we look forward to a stimulating discussion today. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing this vast information on e-mobility sector with us. Now I request Dr. Winfried Dam, Head of Indo-German Energy Program DLGM, to please deliver the inaugural address.
Namaskar, and thanks everyone, nearly 100 persons joining this marvelous event. And I'm delighted to launch today this digital library on green mobility with a focus on e-mobility and India. And thanks so much, Mr. Kumar, Mr. Mathur, for your kind words from TERI. And we are looking forward, Mr. Kumar from NITI Aayog, for your words as well. Why is this so important? Well, as Mr. Mathur already said, you might be all aware about climate change. You are aware about the pledges from the EU, Japan, South Korea, and nowadays even Mr. Biden for the US, to become zero emission by 2050. And China pledged for 2060. Hence, we have to tackle, as Mr. Mathur rightly pointed out, the transport sector as well. But it's kind of complicated. You know, the internal combustion vehicles are well explored, appreciated, they are fairly convenient, and it's complicated to come up with alternative options that are convincing the customers right away. But times are changing fast. Renewable energy is available at record low prices. Probably solar electricity is nowadays in India available at half the cost of electricity from coal. And everyone, and you too, who have a chance to have access to rooftop, can become an electricity producer oneself, making your own fuel for your own vehicle and your transport demand. Or to calculate differently, take a normal car, which might need about 6-7 liters of gasoline per 100 kilometers. And right now you end up paying in Delhi about 80 plus rupees for a liter, which makes it about 500 rupees plus for 100 kilometers. Or you take the same distance with your e-car, you might need 15 kilowatt hours, which might cost you less than 70 rupees or even less if you are in the subsidized zones. But there are these costly e-vehicles. Well, actually, they are much cheaper, also in maintenance and repair, because electric engines and motors are comparatively cheap and robust. And I just read today that in Germany, even the insurances are much cheaper than for conventional cars, because it has been proven that the drivers of e-cars as of now are driving much more, let's say, fair to everyone else and producing much less of accidents. So remains the battery as a main cost driver. But it's great that those costs are coming down very fast. Therefore, already now, e-vehicles are cheaper in most cases if you consider their lifetime cost. But there are so many obstacles to convince people, so many arguments. And there's still so much new and to learn, not only for the public, but also for all of us, including academia, administration, the many entrepreneurs, business participants, everyone. And this is great to have such a platform where one gets all the latest information and discussions and studies and experiences on this topic. We all have to learn to improve. And as Mr. Kumar said, I would request too, everyone to share his or her important contribution to this library. It should become the platform for green mobility in India. I'm very grateful to the German Environmental Ministry, BMU, who gives us the opportunity to have this project. Their intent is to support the rollout of green mobility also in India. By now, they have sponsored about 16 different projects worldwide with an amount of nearly 100 million euro. Within this project, which is called National Determined Contribution Transport in Asia, we have 6 international partners, including WRI in India as well. Here in India, we like to achieve the establishment of a national stakeholder platform that has the capacity to formulate pathways on decarbonizing transport, and to improve or establish policy and develop a deployment framework for EVs and charging infrastructure if required. I am grateful to my colleagues in GIZ. We have nowadays quite a number of green mobility projects worldwide, and we are happy to share this worldwide knowledge with India and using this platform. And I'm not aware about a similar activity as this platform anywhere else worldwide. So I'm really delighted that TERI has won this tender. As you might know, in our procurement system, you never know who will emerge as the best bidder. But obviously, TERI Library did so with its vast experience and committed staff and leadership. And it's a great partner. And I'm especially glad that TERI committed to continue this platform even when the GIZ project will come to an end at one point in time. Electricity and green mobility is still in the early stages, but the numbers are increasing very fast. Just take, for example, the September numbers in Germany. More than 21,000 e-cars are newly accepted on the streets, which is 260% more than last September. Or a surprising market share of nowadays 8% of all new cars being registered in Germany. E-bicycles became fairly common too. More than 7 million are around in Germany. Alone last year, 1.3 million were sold. Compare those numbers with just over 500,000 registered e-vehicles in entire India, including 2-, 3-, and 4-wheelers. I'm sure that the Indian numbers will pick up very soon, starting from 2- and 3-wheelers especially, and buses. And I can run this under your guidance. I'm glad that quite some institutions are now pushing the topic very seriously to become the EV capital of India. Among them, Delhi, who we are luckily being able to help. Also for them, this new platform should help them and anyone else to understand the latest stages of green mobility. And then I can promise that I will utilize that platform myself as well. So hence, please sure that you don't disappoint me. So thank you so much for listening. And now, let the site be open.
Thank you, Dr. Dam, for such an informative inaugural address and launching the site. Now I request Mr. M. Vijay Kumar, Joint Advisor Transport, NDC-TIA, Government of India, to please give the key remarks.
Thank you very much, Rita ji. Respected Dr. Winfried, Head of Indo-German Energy Program. Respected Dr. Indrajit Mitra ji, GIZ India. Respected Dr. Ajay Mathur ji, very long experience in the TERI. And Dr. Amit Kumar ji, Dr. Bhattacharya ji, other distinguished participants. Good evening to all of you. Really, I'm delighted to hear the news of Digital Library launching program. The information is the key for development. It acts as catalyst for growth. Digitalization promotes good governance, ease of doing business. The one source information in government policy, regulation, sectoral, electric vehicle, news, data, international developments will greatly help stakeholders, government officials, businessmen to take prompt action. I want to highlight some key development on NDC ratification and decarbonization effects taken by Government of India in transport sector. After ratification of Paris Agreement to comply NDC, India actively involves to reduce pollution. It adopted strategy to promote 40% of non-fossil fuels in energy mix of India. Already 80 to 100 gigawatt of solar energy has been installed. Further, to promote carbon sinks, 2 to 3 billion of trees will be planted across India. India committed to reduce the emission intensity of GDP by 1/3% of 2005 level. At present, 90% of Indian vehicles are propelled by petrol and diesel in India, which needs to adopt greener mobility technologies to prevent environment and save huge import bills India presently facing. Government also introduced many regulations to curb CO2 pollution and promote green mobility. Government introduced CAFE norms. By this regulation, OEM will take all measures to curb emissions. They will improve engineering related aspects. The aim at lowering fuel consumption of vehicles by lowering carbon dioxide emissions, the serving twin purpose of reducing dependence on oil for fuel and controlling pollution. CAFE regulation in India coming to force April 2017. Under this, average corporate emissions will considerably come down. Another program of National Electric Mobility Mission Plan lays the vision and provides a roadmap for achieving significant penetration of efficient, environment-friendly, zero-emission vehicles. The motto of the promoting electric vehicles is shared, connected, zero-emission public transport vehicle. As a flagship scheme under the Mission 2020 Electric Mobility Mission was launched in government 2015. Recently, 2019, government has launched FAME 2 as a part of promotion of electric vehicles across India. The scheme has 10,000 crore rupees, around 5 billion Indian rupees, which has the two main components. 80% of the amount will be spent for electric vehicle promotions, demand generations. Another 20% will spend for charging infrastructure related activities. In 2020, government also brought BS6 regulation, similar to Euro 6 regulation. Actually, India lived from Bharat stage 4 to Bharat 6, which controls emission from source as well as vehicle. Very stringent fuel norms were introduced. Definitely, it will promote public health, decarbonize the transport sector. Government also announced policy for charging infrastructures, which electric vehicles to get low cost power supply and would promote charging infrastructures. The tariff shall not be more than the average cost of power supply plus 15%. According to the Electricity Acts, recently the policy also amended by the Ministry of Powers, Government of India. In 2019, government introduced National Mission on Transformative Mobility and Battery Storage, which promotes electric vehicle manufacturing of batteries policies. This mission is held in Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog also constituted interministerial committee under CEO Niti Aayog to look into various aspects of electric vehicle promotions. Transport sector contributes around 7% of GDP in India. It has strong demand for automobile and vehicles. India has 200 million registered vehicles and the world the largest producer of two-wheeler vehicles. and growth is around 11% of the way registration vehicles. India also approximately producing cumulative carbon dioxide is around 200 millions per annum, and the transport sector contribution is around 10 to 20%. Budget India provides tax rebate for e-vehicles. State government like Delhi also, various incentives are being provided for the promotion of electric vehicles. Apart from the above initiatives, government about to introduce the scrapping policy, which will reduce consumption of internal combustion vehicle, which can help to further create the demand for electrical vehicles. In addition, government also promoting water transport. All these things can definitely lead to decarbonization effect in India. It is a really good initiative by Federal Ministry, Germany, and GIZ India and TERI to launch digital website, which is important deliverable in NDC and TIA project. Modeling, pathways identification certainly would help to active NDC commitments. To achieve NDC commitments, the development of digital library on green mobility will be useful for diverse set of stakeholders in the entire EV ecosystem to gain information and knowledge from single platforms. I hope this library will largely benefit to all the stakeholders and governments, private people. Thank you very much.
For sharing your key remarks with us and highlighting India's initiative and various programs on e-mobility sectors. Now I request the project team member from GIZ, Ms. Shweta Kalia, Junior Technical Expert, NDC Transport Initiative for Asia, NDC-TIA GIZ, to please share her views.
Thank you, Rita. Hi, a very good evening, everyone. I'm Shweta from GIZ's Electric Mobility team. I thank all the speakers, Dr. Mathur, Dr. Dam, Mr. Amit Kumar, Mr. Vijay Kumar for their insightful remarks. Many thanks to the participants as well. Now to start with, I would like to brief you all on the context first and then talk a bit about the features of the library. As we see, most cities in India are at an initial stage of development with a growing economy, regional linkages, a dense and a very vibrant built environment. They have the great opportunity to leapfrog towards decarbonizing the transport system. And if this is done, the cities will not need major expenses changes later on, as is the case with industrialized nations. However, for this to happen, integrated decision-making becomes a prerequisite. So this would mean bringing multiple agencies together under a common platform. And this is where we bring in the rationale of initiating the NDC-TIA program by the ICI under BMU. The NDC-TIA, as we say it includes 3 partner countries, India, China, and Vietnam. And it includes a consortium of 7 partner organizations, including GIZ, World Resources Institute, International Transport Forum, International Council on Clean Transportation, Agora Verkish Mende, and Slokat Foundation, as well as REN21. Now, there are a number of work packages under this NDC-TIA India component. Some of the key activities in order to achieve the intended outputs and outcome that Dr. Dam already spoke about. So it includes facilitating international peer learning from other countries and best practices exchange, advancing modeling capacities in India, technical support to the stakeholder platform that will be formed, having outreach strategies for India, and more. So one of major work packages under which we are having this development of digital knowledge library is under knowledge dissemination component. As the focus of the project is mainly on low carbon transport and electric mobility, so there was a need felt to have a single window platform for information repository in the subject. So that's where GIZ planned for a one-stop digital portal in the form of this library. Now, talking about library in particular, so it will cater to a diverse set of stakeholders in the entire ecosystem, from academia to research institutions, think tanks, corporates, businesses, operators, government authorities, policymakers, service operators, etc. And to just have a differentiator from the other similar portals, So it's mostly like a classical library in its true sense, having resources categorized under different heads such as government policies, regulations, guidelines, published reports from expert organizations, India and international both, journals, research papers, articles, latest news in the domain, training materials, different case studies from around the globe, and more. So its focus is not on value-added services, doing analysis, but mostly on having a national repository on resources in the electric mobility and low carbon transport domain. So users can register to the portal and submit their reports, documents, the research articles as well, which will be published after approval from the admin. So basically it's a bi-directional thing where users can also suggest the different documents and resources that can be uploaded on the portal. And there are abstracts for each document, which can come handy for the users before they refer to the full text. Yeah, so I think the detailed at a very micro level demonstration will be given by TERI in the next session. As a closing remark, I would like to highlight that it's just the launch and the library will be enriched in the near future. So far, you will be able to see bare minimum content and features. However, it will keep expanding in terms of both aesthetics and in terms of both the resources. For instance, a dedicated section for market information on commercial products and organizations, information on DISCOMs and their work across India, directory of different EV companies, service providers, location of charging stations, etc. will be added in the very near future. And there is a feedback section. We would love to receive your valuable feedback so that we can improve and make it better. So this is it from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Rita.
Yeah, thank you, Shweta. Now I would like to request Dr. P.K. Bhattacharya, Senior Fellow and Associate Director, Knowledge Resource Center, TERI, and Mr. S. Vakesh, Senior Software Test Engineer, TERI, to please give us an overview and the demo of this website. So, over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sir, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. In fact, may I request my colleague, Mr. Vakesh, to share the portal also on the screen so that everybody can view it. Now, it's a good, very warm welcome to this launch from TERI and GIZ, to all the participants, all the fellow panelists, and of course, numerous number of users who will be using this website. Now, month of hard efforts have gone from TERI and the GIZ India team to collect, collate, develop, design this website, and we have now come to launching stage of this website. Now, as all of my previous speakers have already told, that green mobility is digital library on green mobility website is actually under the India component of NDC-TIA program, which is a joint program of 7 international organizations and supported by the International Climate Initiative program of German Ministry for the Environment, Nature Conservation and Nuclear Safety. Now, this website has primarily, focusing on Indian content. However, it also covers international developments or international reports which are of great value. So we are keeping all those things in the portal as well. Now, we have collected these contents from different government ministries like DHI and departments like DHI, like MOT, of course from NITI Aayog and several other Indian organizations, from GIZ, from other NDC-TIA partner organizations, and many more organizations. We thank all of them for sharing their resources with us to make this as a national level portal. Now, This is just a launch, as Ms. Kalia told us in the just previous session, that this is just a launch. We have bare minimum resources, many more sections, and many more resources will be added in future months to come. Now, the website can be viewed by all users up to a metadata level, but it provides login-based access if you want to download full text document, print, or share your resources to the to this portal or to any of your colleagues or professional sources. Registered users can also subscribe to specialized resources as they are added in the DLGM categories. So as a result, the website follows robust data privacy policy in line of GDPR and Indian data sharing policy as well. The website was under knowledge. They are categorized under several headings like Knowledge Hub, 9 repositories. It covers reports, policies, different research papers, case studies, books, journals, and many more such things. Besides, linkages of organizations, events, and different media repositories are also part of this website. Today we are launching this website with a few hundred of documents, but very soon it will run into thousands. Each of these repositories are searchable using both free text and advanced feature based on a specially built 3-tier taxonomy, which we have built specially for this this website. We will add more interesting repositories and resources in future. All of you are requested to use this website and share your resources and also put your valuable feedback to make us more to strengthen this website further. I now request my colleague Mr. Bakesh to take us to a virtual tour of this website.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. So this is basically the homepage of the digital library on green mobility. And herein we have provided all the resources to be accessible using the menu. So as P.K. Bhattacharya sir said, all the 9 list of resources are accessible through the menu under different sections like books, case study, journals, opinions, videos, policies and regulations, etc. This is the search bar, the global search bar provided for the users to key in their keywords related to what they want to search. And this whole section is accessible to every page in the website. Going slightly down, this is the section consisting of the featured items available in the repository. So we are providing this as this plays as a kind of a section wherein the important documents, important resources available in the website are highlighted, and this can be controlled by the administrator of this website. So clicking on any of these titles will take the user to the inside page of the website of this particular resource. So herein we are displaying the title, the most important metadata related to the document, like publication year, the authors, and a small abstract which details about this particular knowledge resource. Then in case the user is logged in, the user can go ahead and download the resources as well. So we are providing a place wherein the user can log in, and then the person can go ahead and share his content. So this is with respect to the resource. Then Slightly going down on the home page, we have these important sections highlighted like reports, policies and regulations, opinions and videos. So these are the important sections, and they can be accessed directly from the home page itself. So this is the list of reports. This particular knowledge resource landing page consists of all the reports content, and these can then be narrowed down using these search filters. Then slightly going down on the home page, so we have also listed out the partner organizations as well as the contributing organizations who have contributed towards the content of this website. So let us go ahead and search for some keywords like, for example, EV policy. So this is the global search bar wherein the person can go ahead and provide his or her set of keywords. And after searching, the person can go ahead and select a list of from the resource types. You go back to the home page. So this is the list of policies and regulations with respect to the display of the different resources, like policies are related to electric vehicles for the state of Kerala, for Andhra Pradesh, for Delhi, Telangana, etc. So this have been displayed here. So in addition to all these knowledge resources, we can just click on any of those read more buttons and then have a detailed overview of the knowledge resource which is available there. So in addition to this main resource, what we have is this list of related documents as well, which get fetched in dynamically depending upon the tags or the related tags with respect to this main document. So for example, if we have this policy on the Punjab Electric Vehicle Policy, PEVP 2019, then the related documents would fetch the content dynamically based upon the tags which we have with which we have tagged the main content. So we have also provided this list of 3 documents wherein they can click on this main document and then browse through them. Then we have this list of events wherein we are displaying a list of events, and we are also displaying the list of news and press releases as a matter. Then we are also helping the users in order to have a very quick go through of the different set of questions that they might have about the website. So these FAQs, according to our understanding, we have put this up. Obviously, this section will go on changing as per the user's feedback. And we have this contact us section wherein we are provided the contact information, and we have also provided an email, a contact email, on which the users of the portal can get back to us with respect to their feedback, and we are ensuring that we keep this website up to date with respect to their requirements. So thank you so much, and I hope you have an enriching experience in going through this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. P.K. Bhattacharya, sir, and Mr. Vakesh for giving us the overview and the demonstration of this unique one-stop shop on digital library on green mobility. Now I request Ms. N. Deepa to please give the vote of thanks.
Good evening. A key takeaway message from the panel has been that there's a critical requirement. There's a critical requirement for a holistic approach to decarbonize the transport sector. It is indeed my privilege to express gratitude on behalf of TERI to all the distinguished speakers for joining us for the launch of Digital Library on Green Mobility. Heartfelt thanks to Dr. Winfried Damm, Head of Indo-German Energy Program GIZ, Germany, for an inspiring inaugural address and for launching the digital platform. Your viewpoints do add a valuable insight on various aspects of green mobility. We're extremely thankful to Mr. M. Vijay Kumar, Joint Advisor, NITI Aayog in the transport sector, Government of India, for addressing the event and for sharing India's approach to decarbonize the transport sector. Our sincere gratitude to the GIZ e-mobility team led by Dr. Indradeep Mitra for collaboration with TERI and the sincere commitment towards the successful launch of this digital platform. We acknowledge our gratitude to the implementing organizations of NDC Transport Initiative for Asia project for their consent to share the contents through the digital library on green mobility. These include, apart from GIZ, World Resources Institute, International Council on Clean Transportation, International Transport Forum, Agora, SLOCAT, and RAIN21. And finally, thank you, Dr. Ajay Mathur, Director General TERI, for inspiring and encouraging the entire project team at every stage. Our thanks to Dr. Amit Kumar, Senior Director TERI, for constantly guiding us for developing the digital library on green mobility. A big thank you to all the attendees. We hope you all will give us your valuable feedback on the platform. And with these words, we come to the end of today's event. Thank you once again for your participation.
Thank you all. Thank you for your participation. And those who have any feedback or questions, they can send us through the portal. And the live this launch event is also streamed live on the YouTube channel. So the recording of the same will also be available on the YouTube TERI YouTube channels. So once again, thank you very much. And I request you all to please enjoy the vast knowledge of this unique portal of Digital Library on Green Mobility. Thank you.
But I think we can still answer a couple of questions. So I just reading in the chat from Mr. Shrines Jane that he is liking very much the friendliness of the interface, and he will contribute to a few of his resources from Climate Policy Initiative. Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions we are happy to answer?
Sir, what I suggest that let us note down all the questions, and we will definitely get back to each one of the attendees for their questions. If there are any problems you are facing, you write to us also. Our team will help you, and definitely there are more resources you can expect in near future. If you find some resources missing, do send us a reminder so that we can. And yes, this is an open access repository, and it is supported by web scale discovery system also. So absolutely not a problem. You can just freely register there and start using and sharing resources, because our major purpose, or rather, as Dr. Damm has also mentioned, and so as our other fellow panelists, and whenever and wherever you need any resources from the perspective of a library on e-mobility, so think of greenmobility-library.org. So that's what is our purpose, and if we meet this objective, so our job is done. That's what we will feel.
Just one thing, I think Mr. Shekhar has put a comment that he's facing some problem in registration. So, Mr. Shekhar, we would request you to send some screenshot to us so that we can rectify the issue. We'll look into the matter.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Email is given on the portal, so you can send us your you can send your queries, feedback through the portal.
Right.
I think there is no more questions.
If there is any other question, any
Email address
To send the screen. Okay, we will send you the screenshot.
Rakesh, can you just show once more this contact us
Details.
Yeah, sure.
please put that button once more.
I have just yeah.
Yeah. So this is our contact. You can definitely send us your screenshot where exactly you are facing problems. So our team will definitely help you in that. So if there is no query, let's.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for participating. Bye.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you all, and thank you all attendees for your attention.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
I don't know.
अच्छा वो चीज हमें मिल जाएगा ना कौन लोग अटेंड किया
हाँ वो कितना मिनट किया सब
श्वेता इज आस्किंग फॉर दैट
वो मैं भेज दूंगी सर
हाँ वो
मुझे तो प्लीज आप वो शेयर कर देना
हाँ डिटेल्स है आपको
शेयर कर देना ओके
एक्चुअली क्या है मतलब इज इट स्टिल ऑन और क्लोज